Hey folks, Gabe here at Security.org for another review, and today we're looking at the Wyze Outdoor Cam. Now, I'm going to go through each and every element of this device, break it down for you, let you know all the details. And remember, if you'd like to see a full written review, you can head on over to Security.org. Check it out. Now, Wyze busted into the scene a few years ago with a super impressive yet super affordable indoor security cam, really bringing it when it came to setup and high definition video. And we of course asked for an outdoor version, or at least an official outdoor version, and boom, they provided it with the Wyze Outdoor Cam. Now I want to start today by going over what I liked about this device. Now the video quality on the Wyze Outdoor Cam is really good. It's got 1080p high definition video, things look crisp, things look clear. You can pretty much make out what you want, even in night vision, because it has multiple infrared LEDs providing for that nice vista, no matter how dark it is outside. Now, beyond just the actual video quality, there are also some pretty fun video modes. For example, if I want to take a scheduled recording, I can do so. So if I'm like, I don't have time to live stream at this particular time, but I'd like to get a recording of what happens at X o'clock or Y o'clock, I can get that. If I want to take a time lapse of what's taking place throughout the course of a day, maybe some construction or something like that, I can do so with the Wyze Outdoor Cam. Even a flower, something you might want to see bloom throughout a day, you can set it up with your Wyze Outdoor Cam to capture that entire experience. And finally, I like the fact that it has travel mode. Travel mode is something I've not seen from anyone else in the market. It allows you to take your Wyze Outdoor Cam, connect to it via your mobile device, and take scheduled recordings anywhere you happen to be, because it's going to just use that micro SD card and your mobile device to do a scheduled recording. Now, what didn't we like? Well, you're not able to control the length of your clips with the Wyze Outdoor Cam. So those motion detection clips are going to be 12 seconds. And until they incorporate the full use of Wyze Cam Plus with this device, you're just not going to have any control over those elements. Additionally, I do wish that they would bring in elements of motion activity zones or privacy zones with the Wyze Outdoor Cam. We have seen them with similarly priced devices and would love to see them with this one as well. So what do you get with the Wyze Outdoor Cam? Well, we have the Wyze Outdoor Cam starter kit, and you're gonna get the outdoor camera itself. You're gonna get a magnetic base. This is what you're gonna actually use to mount the device. You're gonna get that mounting hardware. You're gonna get a router type device that goes with the wireless elements of this camera, and you get a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. Now I want to talk about the Wyze Outdoor Cam itself. Now, it's a pretty solid device, and I mean that literally. This is actually one of the heavier cameras, and I imagine that's to do with the battery that's inside, but it ultimately gives it a very hardy, robust feeling. It's got a matte white finish. Generally speaking, like the design on this device, and I really love popping this magnetic mount on and off. Now, with this device, you're also going to get that base station. Now, the base station can handle up to 4 outdoor cameras. So you can have 4 cameras outside with just one base station connected to your router. And I imagine that this device, for the record, is this size and this weighty because it's the battery. Now that battery is gonna work for 3 to 6 months according to Wyze. We haven't had it for that long, but it's definitely been working every single day, every single night, and we're still well above 85% battery, and we've had it for a couple of weeks. Now, in addition to that, you're going to note that it is IP65 weather rated, which is pretty great. I mean, it's going to handle rain, sleet, snow, and it can handle -4 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So it should be able to handle pretty much anything from Death Valley to Maine. So let's talk about the installation process with your Wyze Outdoor Cam. Now, generally speaking, it's pretty straightforward. Now, the first thing you actually want to do is take out the Wyze Outdoor Cam and plug it in. You want it to be fully charged before you go ahead and start putting it outside, mounting it, and things of that nature. Now, the next thing you want to do is make sure you have that Wyze app downloaded, and it's going to walk through the process of connecting that base station to your router, making sure it's nice and plugged in. And then you're going to want to sync that Wyze Outdoor Cam. You're going to want to put in that micro SD card, and you're going to want to make sure that the Wyze Outdoor Cam is actually on. Now, once you've done all of that, it's pretty straightforward. You have the mounting hardware necessary to put it up wherever you would like. And so now you have local storage equipped outdoor camera at your disposal. All right, let's take a closer look at the functionality of the Wyze camera. And by that, I mean what the Wyze Outdoor can do and how well it does it. Now, at a high level, this is a wireless outdoor, so weatherproof home security camera that can pick up on motion detection, see in the dark, allow for some two-way audio, and even a few extra fun recording elements. When it comes to video quality, you get up to 1080p high definition video. That's with a 110-degree field of view. Pretty crisp, pretty clear. Of course, we like it to be a little bit wider, but it is going to see the majority of what's taking place in my space. Now, on top of that, it has infrared LED night vision up to 25 feet in PIR, so passive infrared motion detection. So overall, picked up on every single thing that I did in front of the device. Really appreciated that motion detection. Night vision was nice and clear. So overall, solid video quality. A note here that I was able to view this footage on my Amazon Echo Show because this device does integrate with Amazon Smart Assistant, which means I can use that wake word, that trigger word, and I can send the video live stream from my Wyze outdoor cam directly to my Amazon Echo Show, be it the Show, the 5, or the 8. Additionally, you're getting that two-way audio functionality with Wyze, so you can be heard and you can hear what's happening in any particular space.
What's up, Gabe? It's getting cold outside.
Now, the Wyze outdoor camera actually offers some pretty interesting, even fascinating, some might say, recording modes. So you have something called time lapse, where you can decide how often. It basically takes a little picture of what's taking place. So you can set that up for an hour or, even overnight to see a plant blooming, anything of that nature. In addition, you have scheduled recording. So if you know something's going to happen at a specific time, you want to make sure you capture that with your Wyze outdoor camera, you can just set that and it works for a pretty lengthy period of time. Finally, it has something called travel mode. Now, this is really fun because this is something I haven't really seen from any other devices out on the market. And this travel mode means that this weekend when I leave to go see my family, I can actually grab this device, go to our cabin, and I can actually connect it with my mobile device's Wi-Fi. And as long as I have that micro SD card, I can schedule recordings for any period of time. So if we take an early morning hike and we want to see that sunrise, well, I can have it actually record that entire experience with the Wyze outdoor cam. That's something I haven't seen from really anyone else out in the market, and I'm really excited about that particular function. Wyze has made it easy to download and share your clips. So of course you have your motion detection clips, those 12-second clips when motion is detected, and you're going to find those in your events tab. And it'll actually tell you just motion detected or a person detected, which is really useful. And for all of your photos, time lapses, scheduled recordings, or even manual recordings of events, those are going to be found in your album tab. Now with the Wyze Cam, when it comes to storage and actually reviewing those clips, you do have a 32GB card that you can put into the base itself. It's going to record all those motion detections, things of that nature. Also, that you can put in the camera itself, and it's going to take care of all those other types of recordings that you're doing in terms of manual recordings or time lapses, things of that nature. And one thing to note about this device that it also comes with free cloud storage. So you're going to get 14 days of cloud storage where you can see everything taking place in your space right on your mobile application. One thing we're looking forward to is getting full motion capture length clips. Right now you're going to be limited to 12 seconds for that motion detection, but Wyze does tell us that Cam Plus, which will allow for a more robust motion capture experience, should be coming to the Wyze outdoor cam soon. All right, let's take a closer look at the full functionality of the Wyze outdoor cam by looking at its mobile application, the Wyze app. Now, if you note here on the Wyze app, you'll see that you can see the name of my device. I've called it Backyard. You can see the battery percentage that I'm currently at. You can see that it's on. You can see the kitchen base below that, but let's go ahead and jump directly into this live stream. Now, not very much happening in the backyard, I imagine. Yep, so here we are, high definition, not much happening. You can see that it's auto on. You see the sound to the bottom left, the record button, then the speak button. If I wanted to speak to anyone outside, I can take a photo. And if you look to the right of that, you have more. And more is really fun because this is where you actually start your time lapses or your scheduled recordings when you decide, oh, I'd like to take this over, a period of time or see exactly what's happening between 3:30 and 4. And you can even jump into your albums along with turning motion tagging on and off or just turning the device on and off directly from that live screen page. And in the upper right-hand corner, you do get access to all of those settings. But before we jump into that, let's actually take a look back on that home page at the second tab to the right, which is Events. Now, in Events, you note that I can decide which cameras I'm looking at. I can look at the dates. I can decide if I want to look at person or motion. So I can decide, okay, I'm just looking at motion. I'm just looking at person. But let's go ahead and look at our motion detection, here, we got the puppy. Voila. And boom, we can see exactly what's taking place. So if I wanted to see this motion, you can see the puppy just walking around in the background. So that's really useful. Now, if I want to go back to seeing all the person detection, I can also do that as well. Now, looking ahead, you'll note that there are a few other tabs at the bottom, but generally speaking, those are just things for Wyze. They're not going to be particularly useful for your experience with using the app. Now, I'm going to go back to my actual live view into settings. And here you'll note that I can decide when I want to have event recording. So I can toggle on or off recording an event when the camera detects motion. I can decide on what the cooldown period would be. Now with the Wyze, the cooldown period can go down all the way to 1 minute, all the way up to 5 minutes. So there's just a few different options for you when it comes to cooldown mode. And you can also decide if you want your event recordings to back up save to that base station. Remember, you can put that 32 gigabyte micro SD card in that base station and also get it there. You can also decide on what notifications you like to have. For example, do you want to be notified when an event is recorded if it's a person, or if it's motion, or when your battery is low? And you can decide whether or not you want those to be sent to you in the form of notifications. Now, below that, you'll note detection settings. And this is fun because this is where you actually decide on the sensitivity of the device in terms of how close you want it to be, what image sensitivity you'd like to be low or high, and you can even manually adjust the camera's position. So you do get some flexibility there. And if we jump into advanced settings, it has to do more with the night vision, whether or not we want that timestamp watermark to be there. Do you want to actually show the Wyze logo? As you've seen in my clips, I have the Wyze logo on the bottom left-hand side. And you can even look at what's happening with your micro SD storage. If you'll note here, I have very little taking place on my micro SD card, but I have a lot on my base station micro SD card. So just a really solid number of places to store my data. Now, if you jump into the next part, this is where you get into the customization when it comes to rules and automation with your device. I just have one shortcut set up, which is the mute notifications. And with mute notifications, I can say, I don't want to know what's happening in the backyard for the next hour. I don't want to be distracted. Maybe I'm in the backyard, so I can mute all these notifications. That's one thing I can do. I can decide to add many others. And you'll note here they give you some examples of things you can do with the rules in terms of turning off all the cameras, which I have not set that rule up. I've just set up to turn off my notifications. You can decide to schedule, or you can even just do device trigger. Now, device trigger is helpful because I do have the entire Wyze home security system. So if I wanted, a front door or a back door to trigger that camera recording, and I have a shot of the back camera, you can do that right here inside of this rule. That's a really useful application of various Wyze products with this device. If you have the Wyze Smart Lock, for example, you could also get it to work in conjunction with your Wyze Outdoor, your Wyze Indoor. So I really like the fact that they're really starting to integrate these different products that they've put out onto the market. Now, if I wanted to share this device, which I've yet to do, I could do so. I could just tap here, share with a new user, throw in that email address, and boom, we're ready to go. Whoever I send that to will be able to check on what's going on with this camera. Maybe I want to take a proper vacation, and that's one thing that could be useful for. And if you want to do travel mode, it does walk you through the process of turning it on in terms of leaving, using your Wyze Cam in other spaces, which is something I really appreciate having the ability to do. Now, of course, with Cam Plus, I have signed up for the Cam Plus account, but they've yet to actually have this become a thing available for the Wyze Outdoor Cam. So anxiously awaiting that ability. All right, so now let me jump into the album. And here in the album, you can look at your photos, your videos, your time lapses, your scheduled recordings. If I wanted to go and check out, a recording, I can do so. Now I'm looking at night vision from last night. And if you note, if I wanted to share that clip, I could do so. I just hit share on the bottom tab there, or delete, and I'm able to share it as I'd like in various fashions, different types of apps. They make it really easy for you to just put that out to anyone who is important to you. So that's our look at some of the flexibility, customization, and just general feature set with the Wyze Outdoor Cam on my iPhone 11. All right, so now I'm gonna wrap up and give you my final thoughts on the Wyze Outdoor Cam. And Wyze has done it again. We asked for a dedicated outdoor camera and they have provided. 1080p high definition video, I find it to be crisp and clear, 110-degree field of view. You're seeing what's happening, you're seeing it well, and it goes from day to night with those infrared LEDs providing a nice, crisp, clear vision, at least 25 feet. The motion detection works every single time that I've tested it so far. Just overall, a solid device. And I mean that from a robust perspective as well, and the fact that it is IP65 weather rated. So, it's already rained here, had no issues, hasn't quite snowed yet, but I'm sure it'll stand up to the test. The battery life seems so far to really be working well. I'm really anxious to see how well it continues to work. As it gets colder and batteries tend to not work as well. Now, is it the perfect device? Of course not. I'd love for it to be a little bit more customizable, especially when it comes to the clip length. I'd love to have a motion detection that could, be as long as I want it to be. I'd love to be able to set up privacy zones and motion activity zones. But generally speaking, if you're looking for a wireless outdoor device that's going to be reliable and from a dependable company, I think you would do well to start your search with the Wyze Outdoor Cam. All right, that's it. Thanks, folks. That is our look at the Wyze Outdoor Cam. Now, if you appreciated today's video, please give us a like, drop us a comment, maybe even subscribe to our channel, Security.org, where we're dropping the latest in digital and home security each week. Now, each of the relevant links can be found in the description, including our full comprehensive written review over at Security.org. So once again, thanks for watching. My name is Gabe. Be secure.